Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Sheriff, you got us open?
Yes, sir.
I want to welcome everybody here this morning. We're going to ask C.J. Bright to lead us in a word of prayer before we get started.
Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here today. Lord, be with us as we make these decisions that impact so many in Union County. Lord, just thank you for all your many blessings and put your hand of safety and grace around us and all of our citizens here. In your name we ask it. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, C.J. This morning we have Miss Tasha, am I pronouncing it, Lesuer?
Lesuer. Sure. Yes, sir.
Okay.
How are y'all doing today?
All right, how are you?
All right. I didn't know how many board members it was, but I put together a package for you guys about the dispute of the garbage bill. I acquired some land, I purchased some land in 2017 from Ms. Elma Blackwell. This year I got a deal from Three River Sanitation stating that I owe an amount of almost $600 for a garbage bill from Mr. Will Foster. Now, need I mind you that the bill is 22 years old. When I purchased the land, I did not know that there was a garbage bill attached to it, nor did I know that I would be actually asked to pay for it. You can see I put together where I purchased the land on the first page. Second page will be the garbage bill itself. You can see the land that I actually have, which is at 641, the land that I have a home on. The land at 1028 in question is the land that they're talking about that I owe a garbage bill for that has no home on it. It hasn't had a home on it in over, 10 years. On the third page, you can see where they adjusted the bill, saying that it's $472 for two separate bills they actually have. One is $472, they made an adjustment. The second one is they made an adjustment for $16. You can see on the last page, well not the last page, but the account from the light company, I have it highlighted where Mr. Autry Lawrence was the owner of who had the land there at the time, who had electricity there at 1028 in 2003, which is the questioning time of the time that they say that I owe the garbage bill. The back I have here with an asterisk on it is the land that's in question, where you can see that there is no home there. What I'm trying to get an understanding is how that I am the one who is responsible for this garbage bill. Like I said, when I purchased the land, there wasn't a home there. There hasn't been a home there. But now they're saying that I owe a 22-year-old garbage bill from Mr. Will Foster, who is dead, who passed away in 2015, I want to say. You can see on the front page where I have here, which is on y'all back page, the time in questioning from 1999 when the first bill arrived from the $519 to 2005, I was not the owner of this property. I didn't acquire the land until 2017. So I'm just trying to figure out how they think or say that I should be responsible for a garbage bill that had nothing to do with me at the time.
So guys, I can tell y'all real quick that Three Rivers, I've been talking with Ms. Lesuer and Three Rivers, and Three Rivers they can't forgive garbage bills, only the board can. And so if you were to find that Ms. Lesuer did not have notice of the garbage bills, then you could find that she does not owe it by board order. It may be something y'all want to take under advisement and consider all this information that she's given you. But if you find that she was a bona fide purchaser without notice, then you could take that action and say, and then Three Rivers would honor whatever action y'all take if you enter a board order to that effect. They just can't do anything without the board.
That was approved.
Correct. So,
I have a question.
Sure.
When she acquired the land, was the title search done? Was it not done correctly then? Is that where this is coming from?
I think I talked to you about this.
You did. I've talked to you on
Well, it
several
looks like
occasions.
maybe they've done several title searches and done.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah,
the
I
years.
mean, what I can tell you
It
is
hadn't
that,
been found when the title searches were done?
right, here's my understanding from Three Rivers is that they send out a bill for so long, and then ultimately if they can't find that person, then that bill goes to the back of the stack. And when I say to the back of the stack, it could be 9 more, in her case, I believe it was 9 or 10 years between the time that the last bill was sent and the time the bill was sent to her, because it was at the back of the stack.
But is it still not attached to the property?
It's not in the lien books. That's been another issue that John Haynes and I had a couple talks about. There's an issue with some of the lien books, and that's why a lot of times if there's not notice, even when there is a garbage lien title search.
And to add to that, like I said, I purchased the property in 2017. I just got a bill from them this year.
That's right. So she has owned it for 4 years before she ever even got a bill.
Right. And she commented too that it wasn't even a home.
Right.
No, sir. There's no home. It's
Not now. There was at one point in time.
What year?
2003 is the last time that a home was there that burnt down. And Mr. Will Foster was in that home when it burned. He moved next door to a property that my parents owned. It's at 1030, which it'll probably be another garbage bill that'll surface from him because he had a habit apparently of leaving slew of bills that he didn't pay. So now we as the property owner or whoever the people who come in behind him, we're left with the bills that he acquired. So now I'm responsible for almost a $600 garbage bill for where a home never sat since I've owned this property. It didn't sit on it. A home hadn't sit on the property even before I owned it when Mrs. Elma owned it. The home burnt down in 2003, and that's on the back side here where you can see where I got from the light company where they last had a meeting. That's that page there. And I have it dated. They have it here. It started 10/93, the installation date. The last date they had was 6/2003. That's the last time a home was there on their property. Right now, it's just grown up forestry. That's all it is.
Guys, again, these are important questions about notice. It may be that you feel that taking it under advisement so that you can look at everything and understand and make a really informed decision.
That's what I suggest. Let's take it under advisement. We'll talk to someone at Three Rivers and then get your number and somebody would get back with you.
Okay. All right.
Would you give me your number, please?
Yes, sir. And my name is Tasha Lesuer. Last name is spelled Lesure.
Okay, 6188.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the money there. All right.
Let us investigate and somebody will get back with you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes. We need a motion to take it under advisement.
Motion.
Did anybody make the motion? Second? Second. Sam, all in favor? Motion carried. Okay, we have Roddy Parman with Regional Rehab.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me again. I brought an army with me, so I won't talk long. But my name's Roddy Parman with Regional Rehab Center. We want to just come out. We all every year want to come out and just give a quick report to Union County. You guys have been so supportive to us over the years, and we can't thank y'all enough. We're continuing to do physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, early intervention services for kids who are 0 to 3 year olds with developmental delays, and also doing dyslexia testing as well as therapy, all there at the rehab center, and doing that all free of charge, and not charging people's insurance or Medicaid. And we couldn't do that without you guys. You guys have supported us for so many years, and even in the face of the pandemic last year, we were able to see 891 people there at the rehab center. That equaled over 44,000 services. Therefore, when the pandemic hit there, those first couple of weeks, we closed down for the first couple of weeks just to kind of get our bearings and figure out what we needed to do, the best planning we needed to do. After we figured that plan out, it was really full steam ahead. We did an alternate schedule where we saw early intervention, speech therapy, as well as dyslexia for Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday we did OT and PT. Then after we saw that worked for several weeks, then we opened up fully again, and really been doing that ever since for over a year now. So, and we couldn't do that without the support of Union County as well as the surrounding county board of supervisors, and y'all meant so much to us. I did want to highlight a couple of things, just because we are a nonprofit and our services are free, and we have not a sliding scale fee. Anybody is welcome to get our services. We're always going to have a waiting list. So in dyslexia therapy as well as dyslexia testing, that was our biggest waiting list for this past year. We've been able to hire a couple of new therapists in that department to really help in that regard. And then also we're hiring a new speech therapist that starts the first of June, and we're also able in October to hire a new occupational therapy assistant. And our occupational therapy waiting list had gotten to about 8 months, and that decreased that to about a 3 to 4 month waiting list. And then our speech therapy had grown to a little over 6 months, so adding that speech therapist will really help there. And we see people of all ages as well. Now, 80% of the people we see are always going to be children, but we're blessed to see people from all over. And one point that I always want to make is that we don't see people in Lee County before surrounding counties. Basically, just give us a call, we'll get you on our list, and we just kind of go from there. Now, the only time that we would see people before somebody else would be the severity of an issue. Like if we had a person who suffered a stroke, we might see that person before somebody that might have twisted an ankle or something like that. So, but thank y'all for opening the doors for us. I brought a few visitors with us that are from Union County that I wanted to say a few words because nobody wants to hear my country twain talk too much. So I asked Miss Jessie, whose son Fisher gets speech therapy at the Rehab Center, to say a few words. She's from here in New Albany.
Hey, my name is Jessica Hutchison, and I do live here. We lived here about 5 years, and my son is Fisher. He's 3.5 now. We knew when he was by the age of 1 that he had a speech delay. I mean, he wasn't talking at all. He wasn't even trying, really. So we met with his doctor. We got a speech referral, and they were great. They called us, but they were like, you know what? It's going to be about $600 a week, a visit, for him to come see us. And my husband and I mean, we have good jobs. We pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for insurance a month, but that was not going to be doable for us for $600 a visit, you know. And that was devastating because we knew our son needed these services that we could not provide. So in that same conversation, they were really nice. They referred us to early intervention, and we worked with them for a little bit. They came to our house. But fortunately, my son did not have any other deficits. It was just in speech. And so they told us that they work with the Regional Rehab Center and that they think that we would, thrive there. So we started going to the Regional Rehab Center about 2 weeks before coronavirus shut everything down. And we were at the facility, and we did great. And then they called us and they were like, hey, we're going to have to do this virtually for a little bit. And I was like, I'm not really sure what that's going to look like. I don't know, but we'll give it a try. And y'all, they did not miss a beat. I mean, they really stood up to the challenge. Every week we saw them on my phone on the little Zoom meeting, and you could just see his therapist making notes, paying attention, and she would say, you know what, do you hear that? Last week he was only saying this, and this week I hear these syllables and these sentences are stringing along. I mean, she was just so wonderful. She would say, you know what, I think this is what we should do. She would laminate things. She would mail us stuff because we couldn't go in all the time. And she would say, this is how you do it. This is what we're going to do. And she was just such a help for us and giving us all these tools so that we can help him learn. Because he was getting frustrated because he was so smart. He knew he was not getting everything out. And that's hard for the family, the quality of life to not be able to communicate your needs. So that was wonderful. Well, he turned 3 in December. And we had to move up a class, so it was a new teacher. And since they'd opened everything back up, we decided to go back in person. And the first couple of times we went, I went back there with him because, just to kind of acclimate him. And then we decided he needed more one-on-one time, more structure, so we were just going to let him go back by himself. And he went kicking and screaming the first few times. But they were like, you know what, Mom, it's fine. You wait in the waiting room, it'll be fine. And she was so wonderful, is so wonderful. She would text me as soon as he stops crying. She's like, hey, we're good, Mom. He's working hard. We're doing good, The front office people could just, I guess, see me, like, twiddling my thumbs, sitting there waiting. They would say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go check on him. I'm sure he's fine. They took a minute out of what they were doing to go back and make sure that my baby was okay and that I was comfortable with it. And he was so bad the first few times that everybody could hear him, okay, screaming. And whenever he was done coming back through the hallway, everybody that had heard him, y'all, was so proud of him for like getting it together and doing what he was supposed to do. But stepped out in the hallway and they were clapping for my baby. You know, like just encouraging him and just being so proud of him to let him know that he was doing a good job and it was all going to be okay. And that, y'all, that means the world to know that they truly care that much. You know, they didn't have to do that. They could have just stayed in their office, but they made that effort. And not only do they, you know, do that, like that emotional need, the progress that he has made since he started, you know, a little over a year ago is incredible. I mean, if he walked in that door last year, you would not have been able to understand what he was saying. I mean, me, his dad, his sister, you know, we're with him all the time, and that, you know, we can figure stuff out in context and stuff, but I mean, no one else could have known. He would say something and then look at me so that I could kind of translate, you know. And now, I mean, almost anybody can understand him. It's, you know, he is getting a little stutter, but they're reassuring me that it's like an age-appropriate thing right now. But other than that, it's amazing, and we are forever grateful for the Regional Rehab Center and y'all for your contributions, because if not, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm not a speech therapist. I could not have given him the help that he needed. And there are so many other people there. I see, like PT, or I see you roll people out all the time. And it's not just with my son. They are genuinely in it. They're with their families. They're with their patients. And we're just really thankful for everything that y'all do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Brandy Evans. I know y'all see my face every now and then, and thank y'all for being here. And the contributions y'all make to us help us to keep our doors open and keep it going. I've been there, this is going on 16 and a half years, and I wouldn't still be there if I didn't believe in what we do and how we do it. And I mean, you're there for everybody, and we're like a big family over there. And so we are for anybody. You know, I get a lot of questions all the time about money and insurance and this and that. I'm like, I kind of live in a utopia. I don't even have to deal with it anymore, because I did work at the nursing home prior to coming to Regional Rehab. And it's such a blessing to be able to call that place my work home and my work family. And we couldn't do it without y'all. And we're here for everyone. And that's what we kind of want to make sure everybody knows. And as the physical therapist there, I mean, it's just, you do what you went to school to do. I'm not having to worry about 10 visits. I'm not having to worry about, well, they only have so much money per whatever. And if y'all have ever needed us or needed therapy, you don't know how much things cost, like, until, like, whoa, you're hit with it. And so for what we've been able to do and never missed a paycheck, even, you know what I'm saying, like, and to be nonprofit, not state run, not anything, you know, it's just how we run on y'all and other fundraisers all year long. So we just really appreciate it, and I can't tell you that, but it's from the bottom of my heart. And everybody else who works at Regional Rehab, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, guess what? I guess y'all get the grand finale. I know y'all all know my story. Y'all know Laura Lynn, and a lot of you have been touched by her and the things that she's been through in her lifetime. And I'm sitting here and I'm here, Brandy say 16 years. We've been in contact with them and affiliated with them for 21 years. Laura Lynn started there when she was 3 years old. She went there till she was 16. She didn't just get one service, she got 3. We went there 3 days a week. She was suffering from a brain injury, which y'all all know that. But what I'm here to say is thank you again for y'all continuing your contributions to the Rehab Center. Robbie can give you statistics and numbers all day. I can give you living proof. You know, Laura Lynn did get her associate's degree in teaching. She is at East Union teaching, assistant teaching 2nd grade, loving her kids, and just is unreal. She's driving on her own. She's living independently, and she's still home with us. I don't think we'll ever get rid of her because she's her daddy's girl. But the familyhood that they offer there is not just a service. They have been a part of our family, and she feels like they are. We go now back to fundraisers, and she's so excited that she can go and help participate and help contribute back what they've given her. But not only did they give services, they opened doors for us to find places that she could go for her surgeries, connect us with doctors that we never knew were out there. they are so thorough. They're not just about getting people in their doors, servicing them. They're about finding what kind of fulfillment in life that they can have. And it's not just a mom and pop little thing over there. It's really big. The last fundraiser we went to was the Kentucky Derby, and I walked in, and here comes a businessman here from New Albany, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And come to find out his son goes there. It's impacting so many more people in Union County than what I ever had thought it had. And y'all have, CJ's prayer, the decisions you make that affect people in Union County, this may be little compared to what y'all do on a broad basis, but it does affect your voters out there. And we love and appreciate you for what y'all do for us, because there's no way that we could have provided 3 services for our daughter 3 times a week with insurance or money. We just no way we would make that kind of money. No way would insurance fulfill that. So a big shout out to the Rehab Center for what they have done and what they are still doing. If we have a hiccup come up or anything happen with Laura now, they're not like, okay, well, we don't have her this long, you don't come back. Anything she needs, they're willing to be there to step out and help us and guide us wherever we need. We'll be forever grateful to them. I do serve on their board, and that's one board that I love serving on because I need to give back what they have given to us. They've given us a quality of life of a young lady that we didn't know we'd ever have. And again, thank y'all, and I love y'all for that.
We just thank y'all for again, and if y'all need us for anything, please don't hesitate to call me personally. If somebody needs our help, if y'all ever want to come and take a tour of the rehab center and see firsthand what the impact that y'all have made, please don't hesitate to do that. We would love to have you. But appreciate y'all letting us come here today, and just thank you for your time. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate what y'all do.
Thank you, sir.
Children are a gift from God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll just need to wait on this.
Annette, get back.
We need to discuss garbage trucks bids previously taken under advisement.
Oh, we haven't done budget yet.
No, I skipped it, I'm sorry. Thank you. Approval of the budget.
Actually, this budget comparison that we do each month, Terry, it is the budget comparison report.
Yeah, the comparison
Each
board
month
is
we
good,
have to
everything
do.
look good.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by CJ, second by Randy. All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you again. We'll be passing that right. Okay, now we can discuss the garbage truck bids. Terry, you got the bids or anything? We had some.
I got a copy of it. I gave y'all one last week, y'all may not have week. I got the sixth one.
We looked at them.
I guess at the top.
Discussed the Kenworth of the Pac-Mac bid, correct? So, what y'all's? It has a 30 to 40 day leeway. Need a motion or?
Second.
Motion by Sam, second by Chad. All in favor? Any opposed? 4 in favor, 1 opposed, so motion carried. Discuss abandonment and closing of Section County Road 272.
This is the one that we had published for a public hearing back in January, I believe. But because of weather conditions at that point in time, we weren't able to complete what had to be completed in order to close it. Now, my understanding, Sam, is that has been completed, and that we are ready to close it, right? So if we have a motion to officially close it, then, as of 8 a.m. in the morning, I believe that's what the statute says, it'll be officially closed. And posted and all that.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Randy. All in favor? Motion carried. Approval of medical examiner fees. AW. And I think so, this here goes.
Jen, from this stack, which do I, this up here, this report, that's what you gave me on the road closing, so some of them are different,
I don't know why there's multiple ones.
I'm not sure either. And that's why I wanted you to just look at.
Oh, you printed these off though.
They print, yeah, that's what you had sent me.
I think you just printed multiples. I think they're all the same.
Okay.
So,
Keep looking toward the back.
Okay.
See on the back page, and then the last,
now that one is different.
so what, I
So,
just hit print and print all of it.
yeah, I don't know why it printed you multiple.
Two attachments on there.
All you need
Okay.
is these two.
On the, okay, yes,
That might have been only two attachments. You might
and
have
it's two attachments, and so.
That's right, but it printed,
same.
you had your copier like printing multiple copies, does that make sense?
Oh.
So those are the two you need, and you see the two highlighted sections? I just need you to put in the publication date,
Okay.
because I don't have that in my notes, and if you'll put that in there, then those are ready to go.
Do we need to fix this down here?
Yeah, I don't know why that came out like that. It's something with formatting. If you'll email me the publication dates, I'll just put them in there,
Okay,
and then I can bring them to you.
okay.
Yeah, that's some type of
I
format
didn't
issue.
know, okay.
I'll make a motion, Steve.
Motion by Chad, second by CJ. All in favor? Motion carried. Approval of Melissa Glasson to serve as Union County Board Member for Lifecore Commission Board.
Make a motion.
Second. Motion by Chad, second by Sam, all in favor? Motion carried. Approval of VOCA grant with District Attorney's Office.
Amy Davidson's here.
This is Lindsay Hopkins. She is one of our victims advocate. I'm the other one. The VOCA grant is something we've been applying for probably like 25, 30 years. And we have to get approval each year by the Board of Supervisors to apply for it. It's no money out of the county that has to pay. It's just a grant we have to run through a Board of Supervisors. So the federal grant pays 80%, and the District Attorney's Office pays 20% match. And that employs two victims advocates and a secretary to provide services for victims in the district, which is 7 counties. And that's what we're here asking for again. Now, Lindsay will be the one over the grant from now on. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm county paid now instead of VOCA paid. So she will be the one that y'all be seeing from now on every year to get stuff signed.
Her name's Lindsay.
Lindsay Hopkins.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been
Nice
with
to meet
us
Going on 5 years.
She's been with us on the grant this 5 years, but she's taken over writing the grant now instead of me. That's the good one.
So you're stepping down.
I'm stepping down as a grant writer.
Yeah.
I handed it off to her, but I'll still help her.
You have anything you want to add?
We provided.
We have a letter for
that we have
approval.
to have signed. Y'all can look at that and decide what you wanna do and give it back to Miss Annette and pick it up from her. But we have to attach it with the grant application that's due by the end of the month.
Okay.
Can we get a copy of that grant?
Due date. Lindsay will give you one when it's done. She will provide y'all a copy of it. And Coretta's doing the budget part of it this year, so you should get something from Coretta to the budget part.
Need a motion for approval? Motion to Sam, second. CJ, all in favor? Motion carried. Oh, I thought CJ seconded.
No mind.
I motion second, third is all, but I never even get recognized.
I'm sorry.
It's not fair. is
Way
it?
I always am.
It's not fair.
Who got written down? Okay, I got Randy. All right. I'll correct mine, Randy. I didn't hear you. Just speak up.
Kind of normal.
Speak up. I can't hear.
Like the legislature's got. We need buzzers like the legislature.
We do. Wrong button, hand up, probably next.
Do you want us to make y'all a copy of it?
Yes,
Okay,
okay,
we will.
bring it.
And bring it
All
back
right.
to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank y'all, I appreciate it.
Approval of one school bus turnaround, Union County Schools.
I like to see it, please.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to make a motion that we take it under advisement.
I'll second that.
A motion by CJ, a second by Randy to take it under advisement.
School was bought out, we'll revisit it later.
All in favor? The motion carried. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Approval of one deletion iPhone to the Board of Supervisors. I think Randy's crashed.
Phone crash.
My phone broke.
Need approval of deletion.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion by Randy, second by CJ. All in favor? Motion carried. Okay, acceptance of donated trailers from Lamar County Emergency Management. This is some
What that
trailers.
is on that cook trailer, that supply trailer that Homeland Security pulled from Lamar County. And, pulled from Pike and Macomb County, went to Lamar, and Lamar transferred them to us through Homeland Security. It's one that we use during a disaster and for the fire department fundraisers and all that stuff.
Pretty nice trailers
About $100,000 worth.
that was donated to us.
No cost to us at all.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Randy, second by Sam, all in favor? Motion carried.
They heard how good you could cook.
Huh?
They heard how good you could cook.
I guess that's what it was.
So we're gonna be cooking?
We cook anything y'all want to.
Okay, y'all heard that. Approval of travel and lodging for the sheriff to attend 2021 Sheriff Summer Conference, June 14th through the 18th, 2021 in Biloxi.
Y'all want to think about that?
Might be too, yeah.
Take that under advisement.
Take it under advisement, think about that.
Or you could put it in his room and help
Y'all, we're in together, so you making a motion to
Yeah.
bring with him?
From the
To
go.
bring with.
Motion by Randy,
So,
second by Chad, all in favor? Motion carries. Sheriff, you got your own room.
Thank goodness.
Approval of contracts with Nurse Practitioner, Miss Emily Young Camp, Dr. Shands, as medical staff, Union County Jail. I talked to Miss Emily yesterday, and they both still want to stay on. And she, you know, she didn't know if somebody else was interested or what, but she said she still wanted to. So,
Y'all happy with the job she's doing?
Does a fine job, proud to have her.
okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by CJ, second by Chad. All in favor? Motion carried. All right, thank y'all. I told her I'd let her know something. Approval of court payment to Circuit Clerk.
That's not here, we can take it under.
I would say we.
I'll make a
She's not
motion.
here to defend herself. So, motion by Chad, second by Sam. And you want to make a motion to honor it, but we just ignored it. All right, all in favor? Motion carried. Approval of election commissioners, claim forms and payment, circuit clerk payment for services as registrar. So she's getting.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Randy, second by CJ, all in favor? Motion carried.
I'm sorry, who's second on the payment for the
Chad made the motion.
No, I did.
same second?
You sound good? Channel, good to move on that right now? How we do this? What's the deal?
I hadn't heard nothing, did y'all?
Yeah, I got the appraisal.
Right, big deal.
Okay,
What we got?
I mean, if y'all ready to approve the purchase of that office building.
okay. Purchase of the new DA office is what he's talking about.
County Street.
What?
See, we had to get an appraisal. Got it, we're ready to go.
Got it all done?
So we need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase.
Second.
Motion by Randy, CJ, second by Randy. All in favor? Motion carries. That was the purchase.
Shane, will you have more details on it that you can prepare?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna do an order because, I mean, I just got the appraisal
Okay.
back and, we'll have all of that.
We might can put it in with the claim document just next time. If we get everything. Just set it off on the 25th. Or for the bills.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on, man.
I'm thinking about it.
That's what got you coughing, thank you.
No, I'm saying,
Well, he was,
I was trying to refresh my recollection. So there was a bond, we got a grant,
$200,000.
Yeah, so
worth of
that-
bond money.
plus what?
$200,000 worth of bond money and
$100,000.
$100,000
Yeah.
out of the general fund.
And they'll probably need to pay the taxes, I don't think the taxes is that much. But one time, one of these industries split it up and messed us up, because
Yeah.
we couldn't pay taxes or something, I don't know. I don't think Tammy could write them off or something, I don't remember what we did, do you? I don't think it's much, they'll probably go ahead and pay it.
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
I can't write them all. I can't
That's
write
what-
them all.
Didn't we get into something like that one time before, you remember?
For,
On one of those industries.
yes, y'all had to make, the board had to approve,
Yeah,
a change in the taxes.
okay. You know, 'cause a lot of
I
times
can't
when
do
you
it,
buy
they have
property,
to do it.
it's split, you know, it's prorated.
Cameron, you have anything else?
I didn't know.
Scotty, you have anything? Sheriff, anything else?
Just an update on the 911 system, GeoConnect is there today, along with ComSouth, and they're hoping to have the system up and running by Wednesday of this week. And maybe we can transfer over and start taking 911 calls and stuff off the new system sometime this week.
That'd be good. Good.
been a long good.
Jerry?
I've got an executive session, just a economic development update.
I make a motion, we're going to executive session.
Second.
Okay. Motion for CJ, second for Randy to go into executive session.